Good afternoon. This is Lindsay. It's Monday, October 24th, 2022. And I wanted to talk some more about narcissistic abuse and after you have been through a discard and how they come back to hoover you. Number one, after the breakup or discard, how they usually come back to hoover, and then how after that's done, then what they'll try to do. And I'm talking here about a romantic, intimate relationship. Usually, what they're going to do after that, after they come back to hoover you, is after they're grooming the new supply, who they have had probably the whole time they were with you, or maybe not, but nonetheless, they're going to triangulate you with that new supply. And the reason they do that is because they know, number one, that if you are somebody who was genuine, which you being the victim or the survivor of the abuse, most likely, you're the one who was genuine in the relationship. You're the one who was who you are, being you, okay? Meanwhile, the narcissist was wearing a mask, and they're not who they say they are, and they basically mirror you throughout that relationship and mimic you so that they can form an attachment and a trauma bond with you. So what happens is you become trauma bonded to the narcissist, even though it's over, the relationship ended, you went through the discard, maybe there were several, and then you had the final discard, which was probably not very nice, it probably ended pretty badly. And then that person is gone, but they're still communicating with you. You're still in communication with this person because there's still a trauma bond, like I said, most likely not on the narcissist end, because they don't bond with people. It's fake. It's with you. You're the one who got discarded, most likely, or had to discard the narcissist, yet you're still feeling the aftermath and the pain of all that, the trauma, because it is traumatic, because these relationships are usually quite intense. They go quickly. They don't last very long. They're very rapid. The person, usually, if you're dealing with could be a somatic narcissist, a covert, or even an overt narcissist. There's different kinds, but they may have characteristics of all of those types of narcissists. But when you're dealing with one who's a covert and a somatic narcissist, or maybe even a cerebral narcissist, they're very controlling. That one thing that they all have in common, no matter whatever category of narcissist you're dealing with, the one thing they have in common is control. Control. Ultimately, their goal with you is to ensnare you into their web of lies and trap, to get you lured into thinking that it's a legit relationship, whereas they really care about you, the feelings are real, that they would do anything for you, that maybe they can't live without you, they want to marry you, they want to do this, they want to do that. Okay, they're going to tell you all those things in the love bombing stage or throughout the relationship, on and off. But understand that all of that stuff, if they can't treat you, if they just are about words and talk, like a parroting, mimicking, and if they don't actually, that their actions, if their actions don't match their words, which is most of the time what happens, then you know that something's off, something's not right. You feel like you're being cheated. You feel like you're being manipulated, used, lied to, exploited. Maybe you're being sexually exploited. Maybe you're being controlled. Whatever it is, they want to control the narrative. They want to make sure that they are in charge, that they are in control of everything, and that you become a mere extension of who they are. And they'll say that to you. They'll say things like, since I've met you, I can't think of anyone else but you. I feel like you're a part of me. I can't live without you. I feel like I would die without you. They will say these types of things to you to get you thinking that it's really that it's a sincere, uh, reciprocated relationship. But like I said, these people, they really don't have it's they don't really bond well with people. It's very much forced. You'll notice that they tend to be very robotic at times. They tend to be like you're speaking to somebody who's reading from a script, like it's scripted. Everything they say is planned out. It's rehearsed. That's how it begins to feel because they're not very original in a lot of their ways, and they're not very spontaneous. And it all seems kind of mapped out with them because they just don't seem to have the capability of really um, being a genuine person without having some kind of a copying someone else or watching a movie. You'll notice that a lot of these narcissists, they're addicted to movies. They're addicted to watching all kinds of movies and whatnot. And what do? They'll watch a movie and then they try to imitate their favorite actor or whoever, actress. And then what they'll do a lot of the times, because this happened to me, I've been in relationships with narcissistic men where they'll start saying crap like, oh, you remind me of so and such movie or whatever. And I'm like, and they'll say, have you seen that movie? I'm like, no, I'm not too big on watching movies, right? It's not something I really do that much anymore. Maybe when I was younger, but it's not really my thing. I'm more into music and art and research and documentaries, but not so much acting. I'm just not. It's not really something I really. I'm not a movie fanatic, in other words. And these people, they basically what they do. And this video is obviously more about just triangulation and discard and hoovering. I'm sorry, this is just all basically about things that happen in a narcissistic relationship, because I'm going off topic. But they want you to think that you're somebody really special to them, that you are, that you're this amazing person who came into their life and you just changed everything, and that they'll get you to think that. They'll say things to you like, I've changed so much since I met you, or you made me into a new person, or I'm so grateful for you, and words of flattery, all kinds of things to flatter your emotions and to really make you feel like you're loved and cherished. But then you find out while they're doing all this, saying all these things to you, they're talking shit about you to their family. They're doing stuff on their phone. In a way that's like very, trying to be all discreet about it. They basically are a two-faced person. They wear a mask for you and they wear a mask for other people. They're two different people. You'll notice that when you're in public with them, they treat people much better than you. They intentionally will treat strangers a lot better than you to make you feel insecure or to make you feel bad or to make you feel like you're not being valued. And they'll do that to trigger you or to get you thinking that, what's wrong with me? What did I do? Why are they treating me this way? It's like it's a form of punishment. They're punishing you because you did something that they're unhappy with, or you didn't meet their expectations in whatever way. And so they have to make sure that they shame you and that they punish you in some kind of way, maybe real subtle, but other times it can be extremely overt where you're hurt, your feelings are hurt, and you're left speechless. You're in shock because you're like, what the fuck? This person was one way an hour ago, and now they're treating me like I'm a stranger and like I'm a piece of dirt in public, in front of other people. It's weird because you feel like you're dealing with a Jekyll and Hyde. You don't know from one minute to the next or from one day to the next what is to be expected of their behavior. And they do that because they are projecting a lot of their own insecurities onto you. They project. They have inferiority complex. A lot of these people, they they want you to feel like you're on a they want you to feel like you're on a level that's below them. If you're not somebody who perhaps you're not all that successful monetarily at that time in your life, you're not, there's something that you're going through, right? Everybody has problems. We all have, nobody's perfect. We all have issues. We all have problems. Whereas a narcissist, most of the time, no, they're perfect. Everybody's below them, everybody. They have to make sure that they're in control, that they're in charge, and that everybody who has any kind of a past with drugs, alcohol abuse, or substance abuse, they want to make sure that they put you in your place and that you are going to be thoroughly abused mentally, psychologically, and punished because maybe you had too much to drink the night before, or you did something 5 years ago that was, according to them, that's a big no-no, and you're a bad person, and oh, you're a failure in life, and you're a druggie, or you're this. They're going to label you. They love to label and categorize people basically according to whatever that person did 10 years ago, 5 years ago. They want to make sure that you stay confined to a box of which they have defined for you. They don't want you to escape the small box of which they want you in because they want you to be a slave. I hate to say that word. I hate that word. I hate the idea of any kind of human, servitude type thing, but they basically see you as their personal slave. You're supposed to cook for them. You're supposed to clean for them. And not only that, you've got to be perfect at it. You're supposed to be their sex object. And if you don't perform, and when I say perform, they expect you to perform for them. And if you don't perform sexually for these people, then they punish you for that as well. Okay? With them, intimacy, you're going to find that after a while, it might be okay in the beginning and you feel like it's euphoric and that, oh, there's a connection. We have a real connection here and this is real. Okay, well, yeah. No, that's going to be initially. Initially, it might feel like that. It might appear that way. But after a few months, after 4 months, maybe longer, after 5 months, I don't know, a month, depending on who you're with, they're going to start to devalue you and degrade you. They're going to start complaining about that you're not pleasing them enough. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And you're like, well, I've never done anything like that. I'm not accustomed to that. It's not something I feel comfortable doing. Because some of us are not comfortable doing certain things that they demand of us in the bedroom. And I'm talking obviously about male, female, or whatever intimate relationships here, okay? You start to feel eventually like you are literally like a piece of meat. And they're going to let you know that you're nothing but a piece of meat to them, an object of which you are meant to satisfy them and give them, and if you don't, it's nothing about, God forbid, would anything ever be about you? Would they ever want to please you? No, they don't ask about that. They don't care about you as far as the intimacy thing. It's all very much non-reciprocated. It's about you pleasing them. If it's a somatic narcissist, it's about you pleasing them in the bedroom or whatever, and that's it. They couldn't care less about you. Or it could be that they are so eager to please you that because they have to show off or because they have a big ego, right? It can go both ways with these kinds of people. But nonetheless, you're going to see that in the bedroom, when it comes to intimacy with these individuals, they are very, very, very egotistical, and they're very much into things that some people are just not into. Okay, I'm sorry, but maybe They expect you. A lot of the times they have an addiction to porno, or they have an addiction to prostitutes, or whatever, or call girl. What are they called? Escorts. Yeah. You'll find that some of these men, okay, because they don't know how to form a real connection or relationship with somebody, the only kinds of relationships that they feel or whatever physical things that they feel comfortable with are one night stands, or something where they don't have to deal with the aftermath of having to see that person again and deal with the emotional stuff. Because for most people, it seems like for the majority of the regular people out there, intimacy is something that can be emotional and very much a connection between two people that's not about wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and then shut the door and go. I mean, but that's how a lot of people nowadays are. And who do we have to thank for that? We have, who else but the media and the pornography and whatnot. These apps, these stupid dating apps that people use on their phone, because it's turned everybody into an addict of some kind or another. Everybody's addicted to the gratification and to the feeling good and it's all about feeling good instantaneously. It's all about in the moment. I want to feel good. I want this, I want that, and I want it all now. And these people, if you can't please them immediately, woo, wow, but you're discarded out the door, and they move on to the next victim. Because a lot of people don't realize that they're falling victim to this thing. Shit. You could be in a relationship with somebody that's been a 7-year relationship, and you think things are going great. No, my significant other would never cheat on me, or my husband would never cheat on me. No, my husband would never look at naked women or pornography. Really? You might think these things about your husband, but maybe you don't know him as well as you think you do. Maybe some of you women out there are not paying a close enough attention to what he might really be doing. Because a lot of these people just lie. You might find that you're with a narcissist and not even know it. Or you're stuck. You're stuck because you feel trauma bonded, and you feel, that what happens if I leave, or what's going to happen to my house or my kids, or you start panicking. You go into panic mode because you feel like that if I leave that person, that they're going to come after me. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Well, they want you to feel like that. That's the goal of these people, is to make you feel enslaved. But really, you have to realize that, no, if you feel unsafe, if you feel uncomfortable, and you see all the signs, all the red flags that are happening in this relationship with this person, start paying attention to these little things. They might be real subtle, but it's very important to take mental note of what happens when you're with these people. Pay attention to how they treat you. Pay attention to how they treat other people, people who are servant, people who are, because they talk down. One thing they do is they talk down on people who are lower class, or people who are, not meeting their grandiose expectations. They do tend to say, oh, that person is stupid, they're poor, they're ill-educated, and they're just They go on and on and on about people and complaining about this and that and the other without really introspecting. Okay, they think that, I'm better than everybody because I have a higher paying job, and I have a this, that, and the other. Okay, well, you know what? Some people clearly make more money than others. Some people clearly are more intelligent than others, and clearly they have a better paying job, or what have you, a better looking wife, a fancy car. Good, great. We all are in a competition for who's got the best car, who's got the prettiest girlfriend. You see how everything around you nowadays, people are so obsessed with the image and the status thing. It's all about status. And status. They don't seem to realize that there's a spiritual side of people, that they lose all of that when they become so money obsessed and so materialistic to the point that they lose who they are, who they may have been at one point, but they turn, you see these people change into demons, literally, like they become monsters because of maybe they have reached success, maybe they have a lot of money, but then they start treating people like shit. They start, you're nothing because I have this, and you're nothing because I have that. And they'll do it to you, because it's happened to me, where because I don't have enough money, like I did maybe one day a long time ago, maybe I had more than I do or whatever. Oh, well, what happened to you? What happened to you to get you into this situation? And why'd you fail so badly? And you're just a failure, and, a loser, and, an addict or whatever. That's what they'll start saying to you because you are a human being with flaws, okay? You're somebody who's not perfect, and because they have to see you as an extension of themselves, and you're not perfect, and you didn't meet their expectations like they thought or expected, then you get down, pushed from that pedestal that they had you on, okay? Because all that shit is fake, all that flattery, all that future faking shit, it's all fake. I know it might sound like it's real. It might sound like, wow, this is amazing. I think that there's something here. Think again. Because while they're telling you all this shit, they've got 3 other people they're telling the same damn thing to, or at least trying to get into their supply kit, because they have to have a constant source of supply. And why? Because they need constant gratification. They need constant adoration. They need people to always tell them that you're the best, you're the most handsome, you're so smart, and you're so wonderful. And if they don't get that constant attention from anybody, strangers, whoever, family, people, then they start to act out, and they treat you like dirt. They treat you like it's your fault. It's your fault because I'm not elevated. You're supposed to elevate me to a new status. Okay? They will use people because they think that certain people will get them to a level where they want to be. Whereas they know that's what's going on, and that's what's going on, but they treat you like shit. They treat you like an object, or they start really, really, really devaluing you and disrespecting you and stepping all over you, acting like they own you, acting like you are literally like they own you. Excuse me, I'm not married to you. You're not paying my bills. You're not. I mean, where's all this coming from? You're going to start wondering if you're not married to that person, or if you're just in a relationship with them. Everything moves so fast. It's like you meet them, and then a month later they want to get married, or they propose to you, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't know you that well. I would like to get to know you better, and that's a big deal. But to them, no. It's nothing, because why? Probably they have an agenda with you. To them, marriage and divorce is nothing. It's like no big deal. So, they just seem to think that everything is throw it away. It's no good. Toss it. I'll find a new one. I'm tired of you. Toss it. And you start to feel real devalued. Like I said, you start to feel really, if you let them, you'll start to feel real awful about yourself, which is what they want to do to you. They want to destroy you. They're not there to lift you up, to make you feel good, to support you, because they don't give a shit about what you like, about your needs, about what makes you an individual. No, it's about what they want you to be. They want to turn you into what they want you to be. Not about what you want. It's not about that. It never is about that with them, because they can't handle anybody being an individual. Why do you think This is why they're so controlling, is because they have to be in control of people. Control. It's all about control. And I have to emphasize it with narcissistic personality disorder. It is about control, control, control. Yeah, so they're going to fucking triangulate you with the new supply or their old or whoever. They're going to confuse you. They're going to do that so that they can get that person jealous, even though you two have broken up and the relationship is pretty much fucking over, and y'all know that. They're going to use that new supply with you. They're going to use and triangulate with you so that that person gets jealous. And they're doing that as a test. It's a test because that's what they do. This is what these sick people do. They want to always, and not only that, you're going to find that maybe if that person lived with you, they may have put fucking hidden cameras in your house without you knowing. And you know, or they may have put a GPS on your car. God forbid a hidden camera in your car or in your bathroom. We don't know, but that's what the kind of sick things that they do. Why? Because they need to constantly be monitoring you so that they can manipulate the narrative of whatever happens to you. They want to be in control and fuck it up. If something good happens to you, they want to be there to fuck it up. If something bad happens to you, they want to be there and act like they give a shit. Why and how? Because they're surveilling you. It's obvious that these people have, and this is, okay, as a targeted individual, I think I know what I'm talking about. Narcissistic individuals target people. They will surveil you. They will hack into your phone. They will hack into your computer. They'll do shit to monitor you. Even after long after the relationship is over, you might find that they're stalking you on Facebook or some shit, creating fake profiles, or I don't know, but they find ways to weasel their way back into your life to make sure that you don't forget them, to make sure that you think that they're still in control, to make sure that you feel valueless. And let me emphasize it, valueless is how they want you to feel, like you're of no value, not only to me, but to anybody. And who's going to want you now? You know, they'll make sure that you feel like shit. Nobody's going to want you. You're just worthless. You're valueless. And they'll deny that they ever said these things to you or texted you that shit. But they do. And then they deny it and act like it didn't happen. And that's the kind of person you may be dealing with. And if you happen to be in a relationship with that type of individual, just know that they're not going to change. That they are going to continue their psychological, emotional abuse on you as long as you let them, as long as you allow yourself to be their punching bag. They're going to keep doing it until you really fucking put a stop to it and put your fist down or foot down and say no more and block them. And block them, and I say block them, and I mean block them, and go no contact, which is a struggle for most people. The whole going no contact and blocking them and unblocking them, it's a struggle because you feel it's confusion. It's a big confused mess, a big hodgepodge of mixed emotions and feelings of, oh, but I love them. Do I love them? Do they love me? Is this real? You're going to be so fucking overwhelmed and emotionally confused by these people because they do it on purpose to keep you in that trauma bond, to keep you trapped. This is something that they do, and it's not funny. It's very messed up. It's very psychologically damaging. But the key is to get awareness and to educate yourself about what's happening to you, what happened to you, and how you can fix it, and how you can start fixing yourself, and how you can really be on the lookout for these kinds of predators. Okay, they are predatory. They're opportunists. They're predatory. They're opportunists. They have an agenda. They use people. They don't seem to even care about using anybody for what they want in that moment. They use people. They lie. They steal. They do gaslighting. They future fake. They mirror you. They do so many things. The triangulation, all the definitions, the terminology used in this type of abuse, you need to learn the words and learn the vocabulary so that you know what might be happening to you. Because these people, they're not like normal people. They really are very much scripted. And they turn you into what they want, what they imagine you to be, and you feel they have fantasies. They fantasize about things that are just completely unrealistic, and you are their fantasy at first, and you are their object, and you are supposed to mold into what they want you to be. And like I said, when you don't fit the mold, when you do not measure up to their real unrealistic expectations, and that's it. You're out, you're done, but you're gonna get punished and you're gonna get smear campaign. After it's all said and done, the smear campaign, right? The smear campaign, where they get all their fucking flying monkeys and all these narcissistic gang stalking dumb fucks to smear campaign you. And that's when it really gets fun, right? When the narcissist is doing a smear campaign to punish you or shame you or embarrass you or make you question everything. That they have to do the smear campaign. They have to. This is all textbook shit that they do. So that's all I want to talk about right now.